Nick and Leslie talking holiday cheer. Hallmark movies, cozy nights, and a festive review today. Hey, grab a seat and a sweet treat, cozy up, push play. Movie cheers, what you'll hear this Hallmark movie day.
Welcome back to another episode of Nick and Leslie review happy holiday movies on the Hallmark channel.
Nick and Leslie. Don't you just love that theme song? I can't get over it.
You did a great job.
I love it so much. Yeah. Anyway.
Okay, so this is our 7th episode, our 6th holiday movie, because we started with that Valentine's release earlier in the year, which made my numbering system a little bit more complex than I would have liked. But moving on. So this movie is the 5-Year Christmas Party. So let's play that trailer.
Max is here.
Falling in love at Christmas
You've had a huge crush on him for 3 years now.
is hard to resist.
There was something between us.
I feel like being friends is really working for us.
Except for the fact that we can't stop making...
No kissing. Right, well, no, of course.
We both wanted something so badly. Do we really want to keep doing nothing about it?
I'm finally starting to understand how much it means to have somebody here this time of year.
The 5-Year Christmas Party, only on Hallmark Channel.
All right, what were your overall thoughts on the 5-Year Christmas Party?
I've got to say, what a delight. Oh, this top tier. Top tier. This could potentially be my number one.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness gosh, golly. Oh, I loved it.
It's so good that it is no longer in the Hallmark movie category.
Hallmark. You did a fantastic job. It might not even qualify for one of your movies.
The characters, so it's centered around young people. Not necessarily young professionals, but people fresh out of college, still trying to figure out what to do with their lives.
And who knows? I've never felt... I know I just interrupted you, but I'm like, wow, how relatable...
Yes.
Of a characters they are.
And it's sprinkled with really good jokes. Right in the beginning, all right, our main characters, we've got
Alice Mitchell, the main female lead.
By Katie Finlay, who I loved in one of last year's Christmas movies, our
Bucket List?
That was the theme of it, but it was like the Christmas list.
Something about a list in Christmas, yeah.
Our dog just shook the table, so sorry.
Yeah.
Our video's rattling. And then there is Max, the boy.
Yes.
Lisa is the teacher, and Daphne Day is a famous actress that shows up towards the end. But the plot is, it's very When Harry Met Sally. It is a Christmas party, 5 years in a row, I guess. That's what bad way.
Well, it's basically people coming home for Christmas 5 years in a row. And we all had those seasonal jobs at some times, and even can still occur, throughout our, times of, needing extra money. And sometimes there's a nostalgic feel apparently to that.
Yeah.
But I guess that also comes with having a happy, healthy workplace.
Yeah. And then so it's 5 different scenes. Each one is a year later. And it is these two characters catching up on their lives. And so the first scene is right as they're about to graduate from college. Alice Mitchell just put on a small school production of an indictment on capitalism, reinterpretation of the Christmas Carol. And I'm like, that's adorable for a Hallmark movie.
Yes, yeah.
To say an indictment on capitalism, because that's,
yeah.
Hallmark exists as the most unnecessary product line in the world. And right off the bat, her and Max, so this is the first time they've talked ever since they've been in college. He's an actor. She's a producer, director of plays. And they have the hottest chemistry.
It is not the first time that they talked. The point is that they had been in the same drama department for the last, 3 years, and they barely have spoken. And, one thinks it's the other that doesn't want to talk to the other. So they just don't speak until
this Christmas party, where they meet on the roof, and it does look actually cold, like real snow.
Yes, yeah, it's fake snow falling, but it's something falling, and hitting their shoulders, hitting their head,
Yeah.
getting in their way.
So what's funny is from the trailers of this movie, I was like, oh, those two totally don't have chemistry. I think he's gay. But in this scene, they have hot chemistry. And the rest of the movie is them pretending they don't have chemistry because it's a long-distance relationship and they only see each other on the holidays. So that just shows those good actors.
Yeah, and they definitely established that they will only be friends because they are looking at, trying to figure life out and not,
They want to focus on their careers.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, yeah, that was the first scene. That beautiful kiss. It was steamy. She gets excited that
And by the way, we're only saying she as the character, not as the actress, since
Katie
they
Finlay is
identifies as they.
According to IMDb.
According to IMDb, which we,
Maybe
we're trying.
IMDb just does they by default. Just in case.
Well, we
Anyways.
do not mean to disrespect anyone.
The
actress we
actor?
that ding needs to not happen again.
So, okay, sorry. Would the proper term be actor?
Also, I don't know. What's the difference between actor and actress?
One is female and one is
Oh
non-binary.
my gosh. I've never come upon this before.
Really?
Yeah, well,
Okay.
Don't watch a lot of movies like you.
Well, there's also always debate, like, it's sexist to have, like, a Best Actress
that
category
is
at the Oscars.
Oh my gosh. See, what do I say?
Best Actor.
Okay, just say actor the entire. Why didn't you correct me? All 6 of these going in.
Well, most people are okay with it.
Oh my gosh, but I feel bad now.
Okay.
I didn't mean to.
So, Alice Mitchell, the female character, she...
Why does she only have a last name? Max?
I didn't write down Max's last name.
We never got Max's last name.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway.
Max Power. I don't know. So she really wants to get a job at the theater where she, I guess, put on the production, which is run by her teacher, Lisa. So in this first year...
is it community theater level?
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Because it sounds like all they basically have employed is the theater director, theater assistant director, and a stage manager.
So she really needs a job, and she needs money because her mother's no longer going to be able to help her pay rent where she is in college, now that she's out of college. And so she's like, okay, I need to get a job. And so she runs to the theater to try and get a job. And they're like, best we can do is give you volunteer hours. And she's like, oh, I'll take it. And then she gets a job at a catering company, which turns out to be run by Max's sister. And so this is the first of the Christmas parties. Well, I guess technically it was the graduation party. But all of the subsequent Christmas parties
It wasn't a graduation party. It was the after the show party.
Oh, okay. Well, all of these subsequent Christmas parties are both ones that they are catering as well as the party that the caterers have afterwards to celebrate them seeing each other again after a year. I mean, just all in all, so much fun. What is this? I wrote huge tree. Oh yeah, so she takes home the tree as a decoration, and they have another really cute.
It's a
cute
fully
moment.
fully decorated Christmas tree. That's 12 feet tall.
So it's actually
Maybe
the
10.
catering is really an event space.
It's an event space
and a catering company
and a catering hall.
So they host parties in the location as well as at other people's homes.
Fable and feast.
I thought it was really sweet that she has a with her friends and her roommates, they have what they call a Thought That Counts Christmas, where they have to give each other really cheap gifts that are meaningful. I thought that was really sweet.
Okay, so I'm so sorry. Are you done going over the plot? We're just talking about things
Oh,
now?
yeah, sorry.
Okay. Was
there something I missed from the plot?
Well, no, I just wanted to make sure that you were done. I didn't want to interrupt.
Yes.
Okay. Because then we can start talking about things we like.
Yeah. Okay, what are some things you liked? Year one.
You organized by year. So Snow was fantastic. Alice's mom was losing her bookstore, and whenever she, they talked about how hey, I can't help pay for tuition and rent and things like that. And, Alice is very understandable and, in regards to things. So she's like, yep, gotta go find a job. And then, so that year one, when she talks to Max, I've never related so much to a Hallmark character. When Alice is talking to Max saying that she has barely spoken to him these years. Oh, whoops. Wrong part.
It's interesting that
Hold on.
Alice didn't have a dad, and that never came up.
Oh yeah.
Max didn't have either parent. No, Max did have a mom. Yeah,
I think
and
I-
also didn't have a dad. That never came up. No, he had a dad. Okay, we saw the dad at the end.
Oh, anyway, I'm jumping ahead, so that's like
Yeah.
year 3. So that's what confused me. Keep going. Sorry.
So I wrote reenactment. What did they reenact in year 1? Any idea? I think I remembered they had to do some kind of.
Oh, year 1. Oh, okay. So this is what happened. They were at they were doing a catering gig at the Fable and Feast with the attorney's office, and everyone kept rolling their eyes, and the attorney asked them to be dressed as carolers. And
That was year 2. I don't know why we're reenacting, but okay, we still talk about that. So, year 2, yes.
Okay, then I have no idea what you're talking about. Do you want me to keep going or no?
Yeah, keep going. Keep going.
Okay, so and then anyway, and the office attorney people are like, we expected them to actually sing and be carolers, and we expect that now. So they had to quickly come together, and they threw a crappy little deck the halls, which they knew would be very crappy because they were not supposed to be doing that, and that really annoyed me. Like, I get it, but it is a thing where people think that just because they're a server, they can do whatever you ask them to do or demand for them to do as like working citizens, and that frustrates me. But you actually do see it in day-to-day life, and I hate it. And you have to correct those people.
Yes. So in year 2, when Max and Alice meet up again, they're talking about how their year has been.
There's a hot chocolate stand.
Oh, there was?
Yeah, there was.
Oh, I
And
missed
it looked
that.
just like the chestnut guy.
Oh, I don't know how I missed that. Maybe I was in the kitchen or something.
No, you weren't. You were right next to me
Okay.
because you didn't call it out. And I was like, oh, guess we don't care.
So, so I think it was in year 2 they meet up and they're talking about how it's been. Had he already moved to LA yet?
Yes, he was in LA. This is the part I was bringing
Okay,
up,
yeah.
and I was bringing up too early.
Yeah. So okay, bring it up. Tell me how their first year went.
Oh,
and
okay.
they recapped it to each other.
Well, oh my goodness, the cutest montages happen in between each
yes.
year.
All the seasons change.
Yes, and it rotates between,
Beautiful transitions.
beautiful
of, like,
transitions.
Crossing between things,
Yes.
zooming in.
Alice gets her years, and then Max gets his couple of years, so it's like 2 and 2 they each get. And it goes between, spring, summer, fall, and then we're back at winter. But it could be like on a little street corner that they're doing it, like passing by the bodega that's around the corner between the work and her apartment, things like that, as well as him in LA going from, say, it's like audition to audition. But they're cute, they're bubbly when they're doing it. But that the camera transitions were really good, and how they, a bouquet of flowers like flashed in front of it, and it's like bam, fall happened.
Yeah, and their outfits change, like when
in the
when it's
outfits.
summer, like Katie's wearing little shorts.
Oh
It's
yeah,
cute.
and the wardrobe, fantastic throughout the entire time. Everyone looked dressed beautifully, beautiful colors, tones for their skin, everything, as well as what accented.
It felt like the whole crew was young people.
Well, I mean, the mom and the daughter.
Not the cast. I mean the crew.
I'm sorry.
Like whoever did the clothing, whoever did the hair.
Oh yes,
The writing.
the
Set directing.
The writers.
It all
go
felt like
far.
it didn't feel like old people trying to relate to young people.
Exactly.
It felt like young people telling a story about young people.
It really did. And even though they potentially are a few years younger than us, but there are things that kept it more relatable.
Yeah.
Especially because this was the year when it came out that Alice no longer was volunteering
Right, yeah.
at the theater that she wanted to be, a paid employee working at, because her student loans started racking up, as well as her mom not being able to help her. Excuse me.
And she needed to work more.
And so she needed to work more, and so she had to pick up more hours at the catering company, which helped her.
Well, she had told Max differently. She told him that things are going really well.
Right.
but
I'm
didn't go into
referring,
details.
yes. So the conversation I'm about to inform you of is that she goes and apologizes because she happens to run in at a catering gig. The her old teacher / the director of this like community theater place, and she apologizes for basically ghosting them. And she's like, life happened. I'm so sorry. I had to pay bills, and I feel like a failure. Like I failed you, and you failed your dreams. And like I could most definitely cry right now if I wanted to, because whenever I went out of college, my master's is in library and information science, and I didn't get to pursue that the way I wanted to because the pay was lower compared to doing like marketing at a skilled nursing facility and assisted living. Like that paid much more compared to working in a library, in which I couldn't get a job. I had to volunteer, and I didn't have student loans. I did have a lot of scholarships, and I did work 3 jobs going to school. My parents did not pay for my college, so it was hard, and I didn't get to do those internships that I wanted to because I couldn't take out student loans. I wasn't allowed to. And so not being able to obtain that and have to go a different path, like you feel like a failure. And then actually being able to like tell that to the person that you didn't want to fail, but yet you ghosted them at the same time, and then for them to understand, and you actually help them out in a situation through that paid job too. Like she basically did a performance. Alice and Max did a performance at a catering gig, which helped that theater get a fantastic donation from the couple that was hosting the Christmas theater, and she was able to obtain a very low paying job in which she was still able to do the catering business. So it's things like that. Like, oh my gosh, Hallmark. Damn.
Yeah.
Damn, you hit the heart.
It's like it starts with the characters have so much optimism about their future. Then this first year, they are very depressed, lying about where they are in their careers to try to impress each other. And you give them just this slight glimmer of hope because they were able to entertain this crowd as caterers.
Yeah.
That resulted in the theater getting more money in order to hire her as a part-time person. And you just see like her face light up and glow because she's like, I actually did something that resulted in me taking control of my career. And it was a beautiful moment.
It was. Yeah. Hallmark fuzzies.
Yeah. And then so next year, more montages. When we come back, we find out that year 3, Max has done a national ad.
Wait. Oh, there was the ad.
Yeah.
Okay, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
so
my gosh,
he
it was
kept
cute.
In year 1, Max said he's been doing lots of small roles, but nothing big. But then he ends up saying the truth is he hasn't gotten anything. But then when we come back for year 2, there's a national ad. He is playing an elf in some type of commercial, and everybody recognizes him. He's also a short king. I wanted to call this Short King Christmas. He's a short king.
Oh, but his voice. That's what I wanted to tell. Like his voice was.
And yeah, not surprising. I saw on
And
IMDb
then-
he's done a bunch of voice acting.
And then he's done a bunch of voice acting. Like you would not expect this voice, just like so smooth and just enough. I want to say, tenor. Timbre. No.
Timbre.
I was talking about like like the tenors.
Yeah,
Tenor.
okay, that's probably better.
Yeah, like yeah. So like not so bassy, but like. Yeah.
It was good.
It was good. You did a good job.
And then, my question is, are they all virgins? So it's weird that like, it seems like they, I mean, of course we're only seeing one night in like each person's life, but it does kind of get the impression
You ain't
that they're not
kissing that passionately and being a virgin. Let's be honest.
But it
All
kind
their
of,
smooches are hot.
there's no question that either one of them are dating other people at any point. I guess there's kind of the thing at the end, but like, it doesn't make us. I mean, I guess in Hallmark movies nobody has sex because they're all rated G. But it just I have to question like they're always available and single on Christmas.
Yeah.
It's just interesting,
No
even though
one's
they live in
cuffing.
different cities.
Yeah, no cuffing seasons, I guess.
Yeah, I mean the movie is all about cuffing season, but for one night.
For one night. And
Nobody
the
gets wet.
roommate does get a boyfriend who ends up talking, because we thought he was going to be a background actor with no lines. And he finally starts talking during that night that they do their little thoughtful exchange gifts.
Yeah, that was really
It
sweet.
was so cute.
So it is fun that you get to see the roommates and the other characters, their lives also change.
Yes.
One of them moves to New York. The two guys become a couple, and then they move out. And like he grows a mustache for 3 of those years, and then loses the mustache.
It's for one of the. It's like on year 3 he got it. It was
bad. It looked like Sharpie.
But also at the same time, I'm sure they're like, oh, people make hair decisions.
Yeah.
Or facial hair decisions, like they might start growing the beard, and the beard's not for them.
But year 3, they had like the hottest kiss.
The hottest kiss.
Yeah, hottest kiss.
I mean, Alice is very touchy to begin with. It's a bit too much touchy for me, but people like touching, but you would not be touching me that much.
I think it was year 3 when she did this and then this.
Like she congratulated him by just grabbing his face. And I'm like, don't touch my face.
But I like that she was genuinely happy for him. And I expected her to be like giving him shit about it being like him dressed as an elf.
And then
it was year 3 when, actually, sorry. This is when she also finds out that he's up for a role.
And the space.
That's right.
Christmas
in a huge
space
movie,
thing.
a huge Christmas movie,
Exactly.
action movie.
And then all I kept thinking was...
And she's so excited for him, and it is just the sweetest moment where they're trying to non-verbally clue each other at this party.
Yeah, figures out that, because he hints that like, oh, there's, something that I've been auditioning for a few times, and I have to leave Christmas early to go finish the audition. That always happens. And then she's like, oh yeah, I won't tell anyone. And then they're doing their Christmas gifts, where they have to guess the Christmas gift, who it came from. And she got something, and then that's when she realized that this is the movie he's auditioning for. And then so they escape to a room, and she like blurts it out, are you auditioning for the space movie?
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, you figured it out. And like they're happy, and then yes, they have a very hot kiss, and then the sister
walks in,
obviously,
and she's in the background. She like makes a face and then
she
leaves.
makes like the hilarious face, like it's obviously they're acting, but it was hilarious. And then like the way she backed out, loved it. Fantastic, those comedy moments in there. Yeah.
And then so year 4, they come back. She's now Alice is now working as the assistant director at the theater.
Yes.
And the movie came out, and they're waiting for reviews. The movie, I guess it hasn't come out yet, but it's coming out soon. They're waiting for the reviews at the party.
Yeah. And they're very nervous.
And the catering company is hosting a party for the movie.
Hosted by the parents, though.
Yeah, so the catering company is owned by Max's sister. And so she's like doing this as a gift for him, I guess. Or with the parents.
It says the parents are hosting because they're happy about their child being recognized.
Yeah, so it was weird.
And they're also clearly not fans of their parents.
Yeah, the parents are very mean to their kids, too.
Yeah.
Because they wanted doctors, not a caterer and an actor.
Yeah.
And so I like that in this movie, the parents are not know-it-alls. They're trying to figure out their own shit, which is usually not the case in Hallmark movies. Usually the parents are the know-it-alls who give wisdom to the kids.
Oh, I didn't think that the parents never apologized for what.
I didn't say they apologized. I just said they're not know-it-alls in this.
But I think they are know-it-alls in this.
I mean, sorry, they're not like the font of wisdom that you expect in a Hallmark
movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
They have their own problems they're trying to solve.
Yeah, okay.
Like the mom who keeps losing businesses, Alice's mom.
Oh, that parent. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I thought we were referencing
and then also
Max's parents.
Max's parents are also mean.
Yes, they're not trying to resolve
disappointed
anything.
in their kids. Yeah.
Yes, okay, yes. Alice's mom is very...
There is bad parenting.
There is still bad parenting in this, unfortunately, because it occurs...
Yeah. So in this one, okay, so Alice is still working as a caterer, even though she's the assistant director, because doesn't have the best pay, but she can still pay for her own apartment, which is nice. She doesn't have roommates
It's a
anymore.
big apartment.
Yeah, we have no idea where this is. Just somewhere in Canada, I think. I'm going to assume that they're in Moose Jaw.
Oh, and filming location, even though they're going to New York and LA.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're all Canadian.
Yeah. So this party is also going to have Daphne Day, who is his co-star in the movie, and she's supposed to be this big actress. And there's a whole bunch of will they, won't they, like, are they possibly dating? We don't know. And so, of course, Alice sees them, like, close together, and she's like, oh, they must be dating. So she seems a little disappointed. And then when she does, like, have a moment with Max, she's like, oh, well, I hope you and Daphne are happy. And he's like, oh, no, we're not dating. This, like, when we started filming, like, people thought that we might be, and we just didn't agree to it or deny it just because we thought it would help with the marketing. And again, I expected Alice to be like, what the hell is wrong with you? That's fucked up. But instead, she's like, that is the most glamorous thing I've ever heard. I'm so excited for you.
Yeah.
And it's genuine love and
It
appreciation
is,
for each other's career.
It is, yeah. And also, Max calls out his parents for being rude to the staff, which was fantastic.
Yeah, and then Alice spills wine on Daphne, which was
On accident.
Yeah, but it's still pretty fucked up.
It was,
and their solution was to put on aprons and work the escalators.
She tripped. She got
Sorry,
spooked.
I meant fucked up that Alice didn't seem more apologetic.
I thought she did. I thought she seemed apologetic. But yeah, her heart was kind of broken the second when she goes, "Oh, my spare clothes are at Max's parents' guest room."
Oh,
and that's when she was like, "Oh," and so like she was just kind of taken aback. Like, but I don't think it was. Yeah.
Well, my final note, which I don't remember if this was in year 5 or year 4, it is when, I don't even remember who said it. One of them said to the other, "You are Christmas to me."
That was mine too.
That was a great line.
Yes.
You are Christmas
I
to
honestly
me.
can't remember who said it out to. I felt like she was saying it to him. I thought it was she to him. But yeah, "You are Christmas to me," and I'm like, oh. And that's like Christmas for us. Like we, Christmas started, being our own thing, or the holiday season. Because
Cool Kids Christmas.
Cool Kids Christmas. Also, holiday season starts at my birthday, and then we just go for the rest of the time because it's beginning of October.
Mm-hmm.
But because we've made it our own thing, if we weren't together, Christmas would not be the same at all.
And lame.
It would be lame. Yeah, no one's doing it like we do it for us, for each other. So it is. Yeah. You are Christmas to me.
You're my Christmas.
Oh,
you're my holiday season.
Oh, I love you too. I mean, you're my year-round season.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, I know. Anyway.
My snow globe. I don't know.
Oh, wait. Something else that was really funny that happened. Something else relatable. Apparently, Alice made Santa cry because she whispered this to him.
Oh, yeah.
Which
she was
I'm
telling
like...
this story with her friends. She was telling this story about when she was a kid. Oh, sorry. They were playing this game where you draw a prompt out of a hat, and the prompt is something Christmas related, a story you have to tell.
Yeah, because they're all like drama kids.
Yeah. And
cute.
So her prompt was, what is the earliest thing you remember asking Santa for?
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah.
And she told the story about how she asked Santa for something. She whispered in his ear, and then he started crying, and he had to leave, and the line got really long, and she felt really guilty about it for making Santa cry.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, I don't know why I brought this up. This is, I'm unpacking some trauma here. And like, well, now you have to tell us what it was. And she said, I asked him to give me some friends.
Some friends.
Yeah.
And that's...
I don't know why Santa would cry over that, but...
Bitch, what are you talking about? Friend, like, that's something that, like, as adults, me. We don't have a lot of friends. We don't have 10 friends, like that TikTok, like, who would be the 6 people that carry your casket? I got 0.
Oh my goodness.
Right? So, like, the thought of it, like...
Oh, that's why we're... I mean, it's not our responsibility once we die.
I know, exactly. Yeah. Also, yeah, cremation, no one's going to carry this. Yeah. But either way...
Donate me to science or something.
Yeah, we're being donated to science.
Call the city, have them pick me up.
Call the city, have them pick me up. And then donate me to science. No, they'll come and pick you up. But, like, yeah, it is nice to have some close friends. And also, like, I've been called thirsty by Nicholas for trying to
Make a friend.
Trying to make a freaking friend. Anyway, so anyone want to hit me with a
Shout out to
friend?
Jody and Ramond, our neighbors.
Oh God, I'm so sorry you have to put up with me. So yeah, that was cute. Wished for friends. And then, oh my God, the mom of Alice's mom, when she's like, I'm so proud of you. Oh, because Alex gets to be, she's the director, the final director, and then gets to be the director for the new Christmas Carol. But I think she's the director in general for the theater now.
She is.
Yeah, and so...
but she's excited that she gets to put on a full-on
Christmas
production
Carol.
of the indictment of capitalist version of A Christmas Carol.
Yes, and which everyone loves. Fantastic.
They say, I love the monologue when the ghost of Christmas Future talks about global warming.
Yes, yes. It was, oh my gosh, how perfect for our generation.
Or was it also the impending extinction of the mistletoe?
Yes, spot on writing.
Mm-hmm.
It was fantastic. But the mom out when she's like, I'm so proud of you and everything. Like, here, I want you to have these earrings. They were your grandma's. She hated them. And Alice goes, oh my God, they're so beautiful. She hated them. And the mom goes, you complicated woman, real force. I cannot say this scene to give it the justice that it needs.
Was very perfect.
But it
edited.
was very perfect edit. We cracked up.
I like how the mom. Oh God, I forgot the final theme of the movie was beautiful. The mom says, "I know where you've been because I've always been the same. I'm always focused on my career. I'm constantly doing all these things that prevents me from having like emotional connections with other people in my life because I'm just worried about my future. And eventually I realized that if I don't have anyone to celebrate my wins with, they're not as good." It was better written than
It
what I
was
just said.
beautiful. Yeah.
And so then when Alice and Max see each other again, Max says that to her. He's like, all these wins that I've had mean nothing if I'm not able to celebrate them with you. And she's like, it's the same. Let's have our wins together.
Yeah. Yeah, it was gorgeous.
But I didn't figure out if she was moving to LA or if he was moving to New York or they're just going to try and do a long distance relationship.
Because he made a comment about, like, just be with me to the end of the year. And I'm like, it's December 25th. That's only a few more days. Why not? So, anyway, maybe we'll get a...
I hope we get a sequel next year.
A sequel next year of a beautiful Christmas that they have together.
Yeah. Although I feel like Hallmark probably didn't like this movie because they buried it in week 2 of the countdown to Christmas. I know, and on a Sunday.
On a Sunday, because I kept thinking, like, oh, do only good ones come out Saturday? Nick, we both can't drink coffee at the same time.
Sorry. So, anyways, that being said, this is definitely my favorite Hallmark movie thus far. It beats My Norwegian Holiday.
Oh!
It beats Haul Out the Holly 2.
This is groundbreaking.
It is a wonderful movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Writing
Feats have been made.
Writing, I'm giving it a 7 out of
7.
10. Maybe I might push that to an 8 now that we've been like remembering some of these lines.
You know, we will be rewatching this before the end of season.
Yeah, 8 out of 10. I'm going 8 out of 10 for writing.
I agree with that.
I didn't put my notes here. Okay, W equals 8. Acting, I'm giving it a 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10. Well deserved. Well deserved.
And directing, because of those lovely transitions and keeping themes across these different years and being able to reuse sets and keep them like seasonally changed, I'm giving that also a 7 out of 10. So this might not be in my top 10 movies of the year. All movies, not Hallmark movies, but might not be in my top 10, but it's probably going to be in my top 20.
Wow. Wow, this is so exciting.
Beautiful. All right. Well, thanks for joining us. And it's all downhill from here.
Oh, don't say that. Well, have a happy and safe Halloween.
Yep. Eat all the candy, but don't get sick.
Don't get sick. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.